Hey everybody, trying to catch my breath here because I was playing Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel earlier, and it kind of reminded me why I can be a bit of an angry child, because the relic races are frustrating to say the least, as somebody who has barely played the original but owns it because his cousin gave it to him, and I'm trying to shoot for, especially trying to shoot for platinum or gold. It gets to the point where you want to like break your Switch or your controller. It's just maddening. And also I kind of need to study for a quiz in consumer behavior, which I may have to do probably sometime tonight. Well, not sometime, but like soon. But I also want to get this review out of the way because I need to like de-stress a bit, because again, in relic races, if you're trying to shoot for a gold or a platinum relic in nitro fueled, if you're not skilled at the game, you're most likely going to have an aneurysm. And if you're wondering, I'm up to Tiger Temple. I've already beaten Papu Papu, but I'm trying to get all the CTR tokens and the relics first after I beat the boss before moving on to the next world. Alright, but obviously you don't want to hear all of that. You want to hear all that nugget stuff. We're here to talk about MLP, and we're about to kick off our next episode, which is The Gift of the Mod Pie. Let's see. Volume 22. Let's go. So our episode begins as a train. As it turns out, we see that Pinkie is excited to go to Manhattan with Rarity.
It makes sense for me to open one there as well. Well, there! Why does your face look like this? Oh, Pinkie dear, this is just a business trip for me. I need to scour the city for the most perfect location for my new shop.
Yep, if you probably remember some time ago, Rarity had mentioned that she wanted to open a boutique in Manhattan since she already has the one in Canterlot and the one in Ponyville. So,
The lovely house-fronted you are, there's absolutely no chance of me getting swept into the pool. And I think it's absolutely the majesty of the great city and all of
so yes, we also see that we get to return to Manhattan, and as somebody who's pretty much grew up in New York and has went to the city whenever his mom would like take him to work, I can be a bit biased, and I'm inclined to like Manhattan. Except the scammers. And no, even though it's happened like almost a month ago, I'm still not over it.
And it's about to get everything
And as you can already hear from the title of the episode, we get to see Maud again. Even though it wasn't that long ago since we've seen her in the Christmas special, but she wasn't like the central focus of the episode since season 4, the episode that she was introduced. Like, she wasn't the central focus. Like, even though she was in Keep Your Friends, or something. But basically, the focus of the episode includes Maud.
You know what that sounds?
It spells Maud.
Alright, now, before we continue, I do want to point out that I know that a lot of people like the debut episode that she was introduced, and I can kind of understand why, but I still don't kind of like it. However, as over time, Maud pretty much kind of grew on me, and I think that the comedy of the episodes after she was introduced honestly are a lot better than the one that she was introduced as. And obviously, Rarity is thinking back of how things went so well the last time she tried to interact with Maud.
My sister was just about the sweetest family tradition. Every year, you set aside a special day to spend with each of your sisters. Yep.
You know, I really like it when the episode basically gives the explanation of what I have to say. So, yeah, basically the reason that Pinkie is excited is because she and Maud have something called the Pie Sister Swap Day, where basically they exchange each other gifts. I pretty much wonder why limestone and marble pie are excluded. well, I can understand limestone, but I don't know why marble.
I have a separate trick for each one, and we make it super fun by making a different location every year. See the site someday, and then swap your six fun set. Since Maud's getting your roster in nearby, we figured this would be the perfect spot for her. Okay, what's the secret? Huh? You just said no, silly, not the DSSSP. My sister's surprise birthday.
Oh, so I was off by one word.
Maud.
Boulder promised his cousin a postcard.
See, like I said, I honestly think that the comedy that Maud brings like in later episodes are much better than the one that she was introduced. Because again, I was kind of thrown off by how Maud is trying to give a lesson to Pinkie in the monotone voice she gives. It's kind of off-putting, but this honestly fits a lot better.
I'll just...
So basically, Rarity tries to help Maud after Pinkie makes a scene, to basically help distract Maud as she tries to find the gift that she needs. So they first stop by Equestria's equivalent of the Statue of Liberty.
You really can't see everything from here.
Especially the glaciation of the sloping strata. It's breathtaking.
But not half as breathtaking as the gift I'm giving you!
I would say where exactly those balloons come from, but as I've reiterated these past 6 seasons, it's Pinkie Pie, don't question it.
It certainly is cozy, but it simply won't do. Walking in a space this small would make me lose my mind.
Nice. And apparently turn your voice into a 5-year-old as well. So yes, so Rarity also uses this opportunity to try to find a location for the boutique, just like at the same time trying to distract Axis with Maud.
You'll be pleased with yours too.
I'm surprised the party cane hasn't hit anyone.
See? Who's got this tray on? Tangerine Cookie isn't that kind of restaurant. A pony could get used to it.
Except for the pony who has crayon in his soup. I'm surprised he hasn't called a refund on that.
I know. It's the only restaurant in the city with methylene cyanides in their bathroom tiles.
Well, isn't that something?
But you can also see that since her first interaction with Maud, Rarity has actually managed to have a bit of a better handle and understanding of Maud.
You know what, Pinkie Pie? Maybe you could help me figure out what to order. We're so close to the pouch store. It's just a block away. I can practically smell it from here. If I knew what a pouch store smells.
If I can tell, it would probably smell like dry air. So because of that, Pinkie uses this opportunity to go to the pouch store while Rarity distracts Maud. But when she arrives at the pouch store, she finds out that the owner is on lunch.
Well, maybe, just maybe, he's already back from vacation and just forgot to take the sign out.
I like how the mom is just like, lady, you crazy lady, don't touch my kid.
Hello, Mr. Pouch Store owner! I'd like to hear all about your son vacation in town along with your grannies. We'll buy a pouch for my sister, please!
Miss, the store's really closed.
But it can't be. It just can't be. Why would I get that pouch? Not only am I not getting my sister's greatest question in history, you simply have no question for my sister at all.
I like how the officer probably is just like, ma'am, I feel sorry for you. I have no idea what you're talking about, but you're kind of close to destroying private property. But I like she doesn't even care in the least. So Pinkie returns back. And the waiter summons a giant dessert that, honestly, I don't think any human being would try to eat in real life, as Pinkie tells Rarity the bad news.
The door to the restaurant store is locked because he ordered about a vacation in town while his granny's birthday was so there's no way I can get the perfect present for mine now. We don't have any present for her at all. We'll need a first place and there's a red
I'm kind of surprised that Maud is just standing there, not even asking like what her sister's reaction is like, and like why is she crying. I'm surprised Maud doesn't even have that reaction. But then again, nothing really phases her at this point.
Oh, not to worry, dear. I'll just have to help you find a new present for Maud. We have plenty of time before your gift exchange or something, and all of they have to explore. We're bound to find something Maud would like, maybe even more than a rock pouch. You're right. Thanks, Rarity.
For those of you who have seen the movie Big, like I have, then you can obviously tell what that giant piano is a reference to.
Maud?
So begin a montage of visiting like different places for Rarity to help Maud find a gift.
A good big fan of rock. So get your camera ready.
But let's just say that Maud is a bit particular about the gifts that she's interested in.
Boulder says they're all too stuck up.
So I guess to Maud, basically the gems and the jewels are basically like rich people in Boulder's eyes. So she pretty much finds everything that there is, and then...
What do you like? What do you like?
I like that fissure in the sidewalk. It's an elegant example of thermal expansion in soil settlement.
And in Pokemon terms, it's also a one-hit KO. I just love Rarity's reaction.
And she likes the crack.
I really like how Tabitha St. Germain really just like amps up the dramatic ever since the show began. Also, that's pretty much my reaction after putting in all the hard work of going through the relic races and only ending up with a sapphire.
Did you like it? That's just told you it can be impossible to shop for. There's nothing she sees so long.
Boulder, Boulder, where'd you run off to? There you are. Sure wish I had something to carry you around in.
Making it more obvious by the day, and it gets Pinkie upset. But, as luck would have it, Pinkie sees one that actually hurts the pony who has it.
Your nifty rat pouch. Is there any chance of you going to part with it? I really need it. Like, really.
So, let me get this straight. You, really need this pouch.
I believe I said really.
Well, you know, pouches like this are really hard to come by these days. But I might be able to part with it.
And as you can probably tell, this pony is a bit of a scammer. I'll give the show this. At least the pony isn't speaking in an African American accent. Like I said, I'm not getting over it because I'm still bothered by it.
For the right.
Yeah. But yes, instead of money, the pony basically wants Pinkie's party cannon in exchange.
If you really want to give that sister of yours the perfect present, then you'll have to give up your party cannon.
See, that's the problem that I had to face with. Because, like, no matter how many times they resist you, they have this smooth talk. Like, they basically get in your head and say stuff like that to basically, like, force you to get the money. Just, if I see those two again, I'm going to knock them off their ass.
Yeah?
But, so, spoilers fitting through the break, Pinkie gives up her party cannon and gets the pouch in exchange, and they head off to exchange gifts. But Rarity is kind of shocked when she finds out that Pinkie gave up her party cannon for the pouch.
She always gets me, and that's all that really matters. I guess I understand, baby. Maud's going to be so excited. Can't wait to see the look on her face when she sees the pouch.
So while they go traveling to a location, we take place for the...
Surprise, one big song first. Ready, Maud?
As I'll ever be.
In the pine, just watching song.
Hey.
Okay, time for a present.
Well, that was a surprisingly short song. So they give each other gifts, and we find out the gift that Maud gets turns out to be a confetti to the party cannon that Pinkie already gave away.
What is it?
It's little pieces of cupcake scented paper. You know, confetti for your cannon.
What?
And it really just goes to show you how sweet Maud can be.
Play nice.
Oh, I'm so relieved.
But then while they're hanging out, Rarity lets to Maud that Pinkie gave away her party cannon. And I actually used the clip of this episode as part of a demonstration for my intro to film final project, and I'm still proud of it, and my film professor is still showing my project to other students even to this day. And this was way back in my freshman year, so that would probably be like, I'm trying to think, like near the end of season 6 and the start of season 7 when this took place.
I should stop talking now. Stop it. I love it.
And plus,
I really should go wash them.
Where's your cannon?
as she says it with the powers of the Flash.
Stop giving me that look. I can't take it.
Like I said, the stuff with Maud is much better and it's hilarious. But yeah, basically Maud gives Rarity the equivalent of the Don Bluth death stare. And Rarity cracks.
But I feel something that the gifts that she always gives you are never as good as the ones that you give her.
What?
That's why she was willing to give up her party cannon for the pouch.
She gave up her party cannon?
Pinkie Pie! You might want to come over here for a second. I think I know what this is about. You guys want to ride the swan. Well, they're swan boats, but there are real swans here we can ride.
You gave away your party cannon?
Hey, Rosie.
But that was the example that I used, where basically they do like a panning shot with like first Maud a little bit blurred out, focused on Rarity, and then switching over and then blurring out Rarity. That's basically a film technique, I believe, called panning, I don't know, it's been 3 years since I took the class. Everything I learned about from intro to film has left my brain.
Get your cannon back.
So yeah, instead of just calling the police, Maud takes matters into her own hand and basically he decides to, like I said, give the scammer the Don Bluth death stare. We also see Siri Pomel in the background before Rarity starts talking. It kind of makes you wonder what happened to her after season 4, but it seems she's still doing fine. But yeah, Rarity basically tells the scammer that Maud is angry when she's not, but she's basically given the, like I said for the 3rd time, the Don Bluth death stare.
There's a fire in her eyes.
See, it's like Maud's face is the equivalent of the disapproval of every morbid grandparent.
That's what she said.
Fire in her eyes?
She doesn't touch her jaw. I think she touched her jaw.
I didn't see.
Oh no, when she touches her jaw. Oh no, what's that mean?
What's the mean?
I really like the attention to detail is that because Rarity does a really good job of portraying and over-dramatized stuff, you can see the sweat coming off the scammer's face like he's buying it.
You do not want to know.
I'd like to return this pouch.
Take it, please! Just relax that jaw of yours and turn down that fire in your eyes!
You know, if I just gave those guys the same exact expression that Maud did, I probably wouldn't have lost $500 to them. Okay, I'll stop with that because I gotta let it go sometime soon. But yeah, thanks to Maud, Pinkie has her party cannon back, and now she can use her gift. Gift again.
Now the second gift you got me today. And it's something I really, really wanted. You did it again. Your gifts are always better than mine. Next year I'm going to have to really step it up.
Pinkie, gift giving isn't a competition. It's an expression of love. You always make sure to give your gifts with lots of love. That's why I'll always love them. And you. 5 ever. That's even longer than 4 ever.
And we get to see Maud smile.
There you are. I've been watching your bus for a long time. We've got a train to catch here. I know, but there is one more side you choose.
And we also find out that Rarity has found a spot to open her boutique.
No. You picked the perfect spot.
You know, I think this might be my favorite gift ever. But I can't wait till next year. Wait. CSSSDWR is a new trick that Vaughn and I came up with. Pie Sister Surprise Swap Day.
With Rarity.
Is this going to be on the test? Speaking of which, I'll have to get on that.
Why, that's the sweetest. Oh, no. I know how to do it.
And then Rarity falls for the gift giving, but
Pretty fun setting for my party cannon. You wouldn't believe how much of that stuff I go through in a day.
and that pretty much is the end. That was the gift for Maud Pie, and I relatively liked it. I mean, yeah, it does follow a lot of the tropes of basically gift giving and not wanting to find the perfect gift kind of story, but as with multiple episodes of the show, it's basically the journey that makes this episode good. And this journey was fun. The animation was great, as it had a lot of nice inflections, actions, and mouth movement that are, and nice reactions. The comedy for Maud has honestly stepped up so much since she was first introduced. And seeing the dynamic of how Rarity tries to help with Pinkie Pie is honestly very sweet and nice. I mean, it can be a little bit cliched, but it's nothing to stress over. Honestly, I don't really see anything wrong with the episode. I just think it's a fun, enjoyable episode, even though it has a bit of cliches, but honestly, there really isn't anything that I can think of that's, like, severely angry to get at the episode. I just think it just flows naturally. So, I think, honestly, I'd probably give the episode an A-. I mean, there aren't a lot of two things I can think of to hold me back. There are just some minor gripes here and there that, honestly, I can't really think of. But it's honestly a pretty good episode. So, the gift of the Maud Pie will get an A-. Okay, hopefully tomorrow I won't lose any sleep, and hopefully my face won't be as red as it was tonight. And next time, I will see you guys on your marks. See you guys next time. Bye.